Lessons from the screen, what we mean is we go through different documentaries to tell you what they gon' do. Give you our lessons, give them our blessings. If they trash, we tell you there is no second guessing. Knowledge is power, but time is precious. And we're here to keep you from them lessons. So sit back as we groove, giving you the review, so you only spend time on the docs that you need to. How you doing? How you doing? And welcome back to another episode of Lessons from the Screen, the show where we give you a review, preview, whatever, of whether or not anything that you can get from any particular screen of any kind is worth your time. We waste our time, our energy, and our brain power so that you don't have to. You're welcome. As always, Lessons from the Screen is brought to you by PAX Inc. through the Freedom Train Network. You can find us at www.freedomtrainradio.com or on Stitcher, iTunes, or Google Play Music. Be sure to head to one of those places or all of those places. Leave us a review. Head back to the website. Drop us a line on your favorite show. Check out the shows. Let us know what you think. Interact with us. We like interaction. You know what it is. And then be sure to head to www.paxinc, that's PACTSINC.org, to show some love and support for our sponsors. PAX Inc. is a black activist and advocacy organization focused on developing the black community through a shift in culture, education, and economics. And as always, Lessons from the Screen has a frame of reference and perspective that is aligned with that of the black community, and the things that we talk about will be looked at with the racial component involved and with some lessons that can be used to improve the community should we choose to desire to do so. In this episode of Lessons from the Screen, we will be looking at On the Shoulders of Giants, the series produced by Joseph Ward, right here from this network. What started out as a blog has now become a series of books, a YouTube series, a curriculum app, and a podcast. Going back to 2014, every other week, and sometimes more often than that, we have seen the series release a new figure and illustrated their contribution to black people globally. We're going to talk about this series, its impact, some takeaways, ways to move forward, and you know what it is. On this episode of Lessons from the Screen, we get into On the Shoulders of Giants. Now, On the Shoulders of Giants has the stated mission of providing an innovative and informative approach to educating young people about the history, culture, influence, and impact of the heroes and culture of the African diaspora. And On the Shoulders of Giants has a library of over 150 people profiled across Africa, Asia, North and South America, and Europe. And all the platforms are updated regularly. And speaking of platforms, it has a curriculum app that is available in the Google Play Store, and it features content of the blog along with questions to evaluate your knowledge of that content. The app is $29.99, but it's worth it. I know that's expensive for an app. I know it is. I gotta call it like I see it. I know it's expensive for an app, but trust me, it's definitely worth it to have access to this kind of content that's updated regularly and has been being updated regularly for the last 3+ years since 2014. I know technically that's 4 years, but he didn't start at the beginning of 2014. He started somewhere around the middle to the end. So it's been 3 years and some change. So it's definitely significant in that regard. The book series chronicles 10 or more people in each book from each continent in a short, easy-to-read format that is specifically geared to whet your appetite. And it's geared towards children, in my opinion. When I read it, that's what I think about. This is something for kids. There are also workbooks made to enhance the learning provided by the book. So that's something in addition that you could pick up. The blog contains all of the people profiled in a searchable blog format. And the YouTube series contains many documentaries for all of the people profiled in the series. Now, we talk a lot about propaganda in the community, positive imagery, positive propaganda. We might not use the term propaganda, but that's essentially what we're getting at when we use terms like positive imagery. And with the all of the fuss around the Black Panther movie going on right now and people in love with positive imagery. And we saw the same thing with Luke when that Netflix series came out and everybody was talking about how black it was and how wonderful it was to see something black and positive, especially being as black as everybody was saying it was. So we see that there is a desperation amongst black people to see positive images of themselves and to see positive stories being told by people that look like them. And that is fine and that's great and it serves a purpose. Definitely don't want to take anything away from that. But there is a component that always seems to be missing surrounding the excitement, that there is excitement when these types of films and productions and things of that nature come out, but it never matches the same level as when these fantasy products come out. And I think that's just based off the narrative that is constantly promoted when we have these stories come out about us. The slave narratives or the narratives of people overcoming. People really want to see us be positive and excel without having to deal with all of the negativity and the struggles and the challenges that we overcame. And in a lot of cases, they want to see it without the great white savior that we've become so accustomed to seeing in a lot of the slave narratives and things like that. And this is where, in my opinion, On the Shoulders of Giants feels a